How many of you have ever heard this expression before? Just who do you think you are? Have you heard this? Yep, hands. You don't have to show me. I can see it happening. You're already leaning back in your seat. Just who do you think you are? You've heard this before, right? And you know, if you haven't even heard the words, you've gotten the look. Did you ever get this, what we call the principal's look? That's it. That's it. That's the nonverbal. Who do you think you are? Well, when you think about it for a moment, do you ever have a response to this? Who do you think you are? Who are you? It's a hard thing to just respond to when somebody says, well, who do you think you are? You have to think about it for a moment. I think about a movie. It starred Don Knotts. If you don't know who Don Knotts was, he was the inimitable Barney Fife, the little frail guy who was the sheriff on Andy Griffith. You remember him? Well, the bad guy in this movie put his finger right in Don Knotts' face and he said, just who do you think you are? Just who do you think you are? A little pipsqueak like you taking us to court? Just who do you think you are? And in Don Knotts' fashion, the same way I would do it, except 2 octaves higher, he said, drop dead, that's who. There's no time to think. There's just no time to think. When we really want to stop for a minute and think about who we are, it's a challenge because there are just too many things going on in our lives to stop and think about who we are. When you get up in the morning, the first thing that happens is it's time to fix breakfast. You've got to get ready to go to work. You're getting changed. You're taking the kids to school. The day goes on. You've got a meeting with a boss. You've got a big sales call going on, right? Oh, the air conditioner needs fixed. And don't forget, Aunt Gladys is coming over this weekend. We've got a dinner party tonight, and all these things are going on. It's just too much. It's like living in a pinball machine. Can you imagine you're the pinball and you're in the pinball machine? You get shot to the top and all of a sudden, ding, 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 ding. This is your whole day going like this and you can't just wait until you fall in that little hole in the bottom. It gets dark. You put your head back on the pillow at night and you can relax. You feel like that? You ever feel like that? I do very often. It's just too many things going on in our lives to try to keep track of. And it's just too much to be able to keep a track of where we are going and just who do we think we are? Another way this happens is you get up in the morning, you put your feet on the floor, and you're stretching, and all of a sudden there's this heavy pounding on your door. Bam, 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 bam. It's on your bedroom door. Who could that be? It's not my spouse. It's not my kids. I know it's not my neighbors. It's not the pet hamster. Who is that banging on my door? Well, it's the world at your door. It's trying to get in. They just want a piece of you as soon as you get dressed, right? That's how it feels. You feel like that pinball in the pinball machine. It's just too much for much of us to handle, for many of us to handle. The challenge is we really have to take a moment to try to figure out who we are. Who is this person? Would you like to try to find out a little bit more about who you really are? Is there a little person inside of you? Sometimes you feel like it's saying, I'd like to kind of get out once in a while, but I feel like I'm just getting pinballed around through my life and nothing's really happening. Well, I feel like that too. But before you leave today, I guarantee you're going to have a completely different perspective on who you are. It's going to change the way you think about your future, and we're going to start by talking a little bit about your past. We're going to start.
So let's start with this thing called the Ginamai principle. It sounds big and sounds important. Well, as a matter of fact, it really is big and important because it's who you are. It's who you want to become. We use the term Ginamai. It actually comes from the Greek, and this is what it looks like. We have somebody from a Gamma something sorority here. Kathy? Is that right? You know what this is what this letter here is. That's the Gamma. G-I-N-O-M-A-I. It just works out in the Greek. If you look at it long enough, you'll start to see the word Ginamai come out of that. You see that? So I knew you'd get this. It's just you're smarter than I was told. Melissa, this one, rule the air. I want to hear it one more time. Ready? Rule the air. Now, when you do this, there's a particular stance you're supposed to take. Because I saw Jason doing this morning. He was standing there by the pop machine looking and making sure he looked good. And he stood there and he said, rule the air, rule the air. You know, that's how he's going. That's how he is. He said, how do you say it, Jason? I want to hear it.
Just rule the air.
Rule the air. Rule the air. Rule the air. Okay, he's got it all.
But there is a big difference. It's the price. It's the only thing that separates what we do in producing steel and what they do in producing steel. Where are you going to buy it? Where it's the cheapest thing, right? It's commoditized. That's what's happened. It's commoditized. Things that have been commoditized are things where the only differentiation is in the price. It happens to the medical community. It's happening now with lawyers and services. And if you go to buy a Post-it note somewhere, you know this. You can buy it from Quill, Viking, Staples, Office Max, Office Depot, you name it. What's the difference? The price. Well, I'm going to show you how to decommoditize in one simple step that you will remember for the rest of your life. And it's at my demise, I have to tell you. But I want you to know it. This is a suction cup. Do you have one of these at home? It just is a suction cup. It maybe holds a little sun catcher in or a pot holder or something. It has a little metal hook on it. These things are 89 cents no matter where you go. I'm the executive, and I know that I own this company that produces these, and there are 15 other companies that produce these suction cups around the planet. What's the difference between my suction cup and somebody else's? The price. Well, I've laid off employees. I've shrunk my business. I've sold off assets. I'm still trying to make a buck, but they're coming in from out of town, out of the country, and they're selling them cheaper. They're still selling them cheaper. What am I going to do? I'm up at night. I'm sweating. I'm trying to figure out how to sell this 89-cent thing and make money, but now it hits me. I can sell this thing for $8.99. You know how I can do it? It's amazing. It's the incredible Tobin Schnoz Eliminator. Now, how much would you pay? $8.99 for two. In the next 15 minutes, if you order, we'll send you another one free, plus you get your Ginzu knives. Make sense? You've just been decommoditized, right?